If you've ever been to the LA Memorial Coliseum, this is not the place you've seen before. What USC, the architects, engineers, and everyone involved with the $300+ million renovation have done is nothing short of spectacular. Now, while the bulk of the attention has been all about the new modern additions to the nearly 100-year-old sports palace, we were just as interested in what didn't change. Tradition meet the future.
How important would you say the Coliseum is to the city of Los Angeles?
It's one of the iconic buildings, both in terms of its architecture and its history. It was designed by Parkinson and Parkinson, who were sort of like LA's architects from the 20s and 30s. They built Union Station, City Hall. This is really a place where everybody in LA can connect.
Linda Dishman is the president of the LA Conservancy, and preserving the storied history of the Coliseum was her mantra. When USC announced a long-awaited makeover, it raised more than a few concerns with Angelenos about how the Coliseum would change.
So there were certain mandates that you outlined for USC and also for the architecture firm. So tell me about some of those.
With the Coliseum, there's really three character-defining features. There's the peristyle that we're standing below right now. There's the exterior wall that surrounds the bowl, and then there's the bowl itself. We wanted to make sure that each of those three character-defining features were maintained and preserved.
Enter Don Barnum, the project's lead architect and a principal at the DLR Group, the firm tasked to restore and modernize the hallowed grounds.
And did you feel any extra pressure because of the unique history that is the LA Coliseum?
Because this is perhaps the most important building in the United States and arguably the world. Absolutely.
In a city with more than its share of celebrated sports venues, the Coliseum is the most iconic. No stadium in the world can boast more history-making events. 2 Olympic Games, a World Series played in front of 93,000 fans, 2 Super Bowls, including the inaugural matchup, some of the greatest college football games ever played, audiences with heads of states and popes, and more to come. Stadiums today are circular, but the Coliseum was designed with the Roman-style arches in the peristyle as the focal point.
Over time, that had become water damaged, had generated holes, some panels had fallen off, and had been covered up with a lot of signage and advertising. So taking all of that stuff off, making it as pure and simple as it was initially intended, was really our goal.
Also included in the work was restoring the mural under the peristyle's main archway, initially painted in 1969 in anticipation for the city's 1976 Olympic bid.
As you walk through the peristyle into the Coliseum, it's sort of that threshold moment. I think that's, to me, is the most important, most powerful thing. Seeing and experiencing the history and thinking about that millions and millions of people have been coming to this building for 100 years.
Of the new additions, Don and DLR are most proud of the Scholarship Tower, where they were committed to maintaining the integrity of the outside facade. The new rooftop deck of the 1923 club is also spectacular, with its 360-degree views of the city. One of the most challenging aspects of the job was creating modern comfort features for today's fans.
There are new stadiums being built all the time, so taking this 96-year-old building and turning it into a current-day fan experience was probably the biggest challenge. When this was built, the knee room and leg room, people were just smaller. We gave everybody more shoulder room and more leg room, but to do that in this continuous shaping bowl, that was a significant challenge.
And why was this renovation so important to the university?
USC's been a tenant of the Coliseum since 1923. We took over management of the Coliseum in 2011, and when we had an opportunity, we wanted to do it right. You know, we've been here for 100 years, we want to be here for the next 100 years.